how many snaps did they run in the 14 personnel?
That's only for us.
100% of the snaps.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome into Trade Targets Week 5 Running Back Edition, presented by 14 Personnel. I am your host, Justin Wright. I am joined by one quarter of 14 Personnel, Marco. What's going on?
What's going on, man? Excited to talk some running backs here.
Yeah, we're switching up the Trade Targets video. If you're used to seeing this every week, we usually do running backs, wide receivers, one video. We're breaking it out so we can get some extra names in here. So we got 2 running backs we're trading for, and then 2 we're looking to trade away right now. Spoiler, Darrell Henderson, not one of them yet. Probably should be on this list, but whatever. It is what it is.
Trading for him now would not be fun anyway.
Exactly. You're not going to get what you want. All right. Darrell Henderson, first guy on our list. He is a trade target. He is someone I am looking to acquire right now, averaging 16.5 a game. Has a beautiful schedule coming up against Seattle, the Giants, Detroit, and I'm pretty sure it's followed up by Houston.
Yep.
So Darrell Henderson, Marco, are you buying into him being, a top tier RB2 right now?
Yeah. So for me, I think for the biggest thing for me is his schedule. Like talent wise, I think he's a good player. I don't think he's a top 15 running back talent wise.
Yeah.
But because of his schedule, up until his bye week, honestly, his whole schedule, I just looked at it. I mean, outside of week 17, 18, 10, 17, and 18, I don't care about anyone on his schedule slowing him down if he's seeing the work and if he stays healthy. So to me, he's rock solid, like top tier RB2. A lot of it is his schedule.
Yeah. I mean, with RB1 upside every single week.
Right.
Like right now, the 3 games he's played, because he missed one with injury, rib injury, not a knee, nothing too serious. Over 15 points in all 3 games, over 15 opportunities. That's rushes and targets. So, he's a smash play as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, he's one of those guys who's going to, honestly, like you said, in the next 4 weeks, especially, his value is just going to go up. So, like, if you could get him now and say you're actually deep at running back, but you just add him, you could end up shipping him off or keeping him either way after the next 4 weeks, and you could probably get a ton of value. Exactly.
So we got 2 names here. Would you trade these players for Darrell Henderson? Okay. Brandon Cooks.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, we talked about Brandon Cooks. He's a good player. That offense is just so bad.
It's going to be bad again. It's going to be bad again this week against New England.
I mean, it's going to be Davis bad. Mills, that's the thing.
Davis Mills might not complete 10 passes next week.
Right.
Or this week. So it's only going to get worse. Cooks is good. Give me Henderson.
Yep.
And then this next one, Allen Robinson or Darrell Henderson.
Yeah, this one is a lot closer than it should be. I'm gonna take Darrell Henderson, and that's insane, right? It's just insane. The nice thing is, if you have Allen Robinson, you might be able to get Darrell Henderson because of Allen Robinson's name value and where you drafted him, and we're close enough where some people might still care about that.
Right, like wide receivers so deep. Him and Henderson could, average 16 points a game each, and it's more valuable to have Henderson than Allen Robinson averaging 16 a game.
Yeah, right. and Robinson's play is going to be inconsistent with quarterback play. So
100%. Next guy on the list, Leonard Fournette. Shocker, he is not someone we're looking to acquire. He's someone, he's the anti-trade target. He's a sell candidate for us, averaging 11.5 a game, coming up against Miami, Philly, Chicago. I mean, the schedule to me is irrelevant because Miami's a great spot for running backs, but Tampa doesn't need Leonard Fournette to be good to win ball games, and I try to avoid those running backs at all costs.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I don't see his points per game dropping a ton.
Right, but do you care?
But you really Like, unless he's your RB4 or RB5 and he's a luxury for you, luxury in air quotes, then there's no reason to hold on to him. If there's someone who's like, hey, maybe Fournette's going to be the guy the rest of the way, He might be. That's still not that interesting. He's a good player. He's not a great player, and he's not a very good fantasy player. So
exactly. The idea of selling him is coming off of a big game where he 20 for 91. He looked good. 3 catches, 47 yards. We know what he actually is, though.
Right. Well, and here's the thing. He's an upgraded, probably at his peak, he's an upgraded Jordan Howard, which for fantasy isn't super valuable. He's a good, like I said, good player, not a great fantasy player, though. I
agree. So we got 2 names. Would you trade Leonard Fournette for these guys? So Leonard Fournette for Corey Davis.
Yeah, definitely. I think one of the things that people forget about with Corey Davis, obviously Zach Wilson has been a little bit of a mess. But Corey Davis has played Carolina, whose secondary has been very good this year, the New England Patriots, the Denver Broncos, 3 teams that were very, very good or have been very, very good defensively. And then he played Tennessee this past week, and he did great. 4 catches, 111 yards. He got in the end zone. His schedule is going to continue to be easier than it is difficult. So I like Corey Davis the rest of the way, even if Zach Wilson has some growing pains.
Yep, exactly. And you're getting him as a wide receiver 4, most likely. You're not breaking the bank. So I think it's worth it. And then last name here, Jacoby Myers, Leonard Fournette.
It's Jacoby Myers for me. I think Mac Jones is a good enough player as a rookie that he's going to continue to pepper Jacoby Myers with targets. He saw, I think, 11 targets, 12 targets in his last 3 games. And so he's going to see 8 to 12 targets, I think, the rest of the way.
Yeah. He's got 26 targets in his last 2 games. Go get Jacoby Myers.
Yep.
All righty. And this one's obvious. Miles Sanders, you're looking to trade him away. What you can get for him is different maybe than what you probably would expect. Schedule coming up is trash. Carolina, Tampa, it's going to get worse. And it's 16 chances to touch the ball the last 2 games. They are not using him. So
it's weird. It's weird because he's been super efficient.
Right. So there is in every league, there is a Miles Sanders truther. There will always be one forever. You find them and you find somebody that's underperforming on their team and you attack them as a trade target. Yeah. So, I mean, is there really much else to say than that, Marco? They don't seem like they want to use him.
And here's the thing. If you are a Miles Sanders truther, what you see when he plays is great. And I understand why you believe in his talent. But the team, for some reason, doesn't want to use him. Kenny Gainwell played very well last week. Yeah. And there's a chance he's going to start playing on earlier downs. And if he does, Miles Sanders, for whatever reason, is going to continue to get used less and less if this Eagles team just doesn't want to commit to him like they haven't so far. So it's a weird situation. But if you're a Miles Sanders truther, it might be time to say, hey, I can believe in this guy, but still have him on somebody else's fantasy team.
Yeah, you never want to sell low in theory, but this is one I'm pretty okay doing that. I think
it could go lower.
Yeah. Yeah. So Robert Woods, talk about a buy low candidate. Robert Woods, Miles Sanders.
Yeah, I'm going to take Robert Woods. And the thing is, he's still seeing a good amount of the target share. Like, yeah, he's an afterthought, people are saying, in a lot of their offense, but he's still seeing plenty of targets. They're Matthew Stafford targets, and he's still putting up solid points in PPR leagues. Non-PPR leagues, it's a different story. But if you're in a PPR league, even a half PPR league, I'm willing to make this deal just because Miles Sanders is not being used anywhere near as much as even Robert Woods is.
Yeah, he almost has as many carries as Miles Sanders does the last couple of weeks, which is
the Eagles are weird, man. I don't get what they're doing.
It's wild. And then last one here, Miles Sanders or Cortland Sutton.
So, okay, I'm going to take Miles Sanders here. Cortland Sutton, he's had a nice few moments. He's flashed pretty well, but the issue is Teddy Bridgewater might still be hurt. We don't know what's going to happen there. Right. Yeah. So we don't know officially when he's going to be back. On top of the fact that even when Teddy Bridgewater does come back, there's a good chance Jerry Jeudy will be back soon after. So Cortland Sutton's value is going the other way. Even with a Miles Sanders getting the sparring usage he is, I expect that it doesn't drop, and it probably goes up even a little bit, even if his efficiency drops some. So I'm going to take Miles Sanders. He's a running back, and like we've said earlier in the show, wide receivers are everywhere.
Yep, no, I'm completely with you. That's one where I'm not excited about Miles Sanders, but I'll still take Sanders over Sutton right now.
Yeah.
Last guy on the list to close it out. Finally bounced back, part of our Studs and Duds episode.
Yep.
Jonathan Taylor. It has not been as good as people would have hoped. And people are down on Jonathan Taylor, even coming off of a big game. I've seen people in my DMs, specifically over on Twitter, asking, do we want, like, what do I give up Jonathan Taylor for? As if they're looking to trade him on the back of a good game. Like, that's the fluke. I think Miami was the get-right game. 3 targets, 16 carries, almost 20 opportunities is what I want from a running back. There's very few guys in the league that see that amount of opportunity. Jonathan Taylor's one of them. He's still a top 10 running back, end of season. And his schedule coming up, as far as fantasy points goes, is really, really nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, Jonathan Taylor was a first-round pick consensus. I don't think that was wrong. Obviously, there's still – he hasn't proven to me that his vision – my concerns with his vision are something that he's said, oh, see, look, I can do this. I think that's still an issue for him. But his usage and his talent everywhere else is going to make him still, like you said, an RB1. So there's very little that I wouldn't give up for Jonathan Taylor. But what do you got for us?
Yeah, so 2 names, like always, CeeDee Lamb or Jonathan Taylor.
I would totally trade CeeDee Lamb. Here's the thing. I love CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
But it's weird. It's weird trying to figure out what the Cowboys offense is going to do. They have so many weapons. Even the tight ends are getting involved. And that makes it even murkier for Amari at times and CeeDee at times. And right now what we've seen is Amari is usually still the go-to wide receiver in this offense. So I'm okay trading CeeDee here for, again, a running back that should just kill it the rest of the way.
Yep. No, I am with you. I am glad to flip CeeDee Lamb. Think he's great. Think Jonathan Taylor is greater. And then last one here, DJ Moore or Jonathan Taylor.
So this one's tough because obviously DJ Moore's been lighting the world on fire. The only reason that it's actually tough, though, is that Jonathan Taylor's a running back.
He is. That's why he's on this episode.
Well, right. He's a running back, and that always has inherently more value than wide receivers for what we've been talking about. There's a ton of wide receivers. The other thing is DJ Moore's schedule to start the season has been so easy. That being said, I think this is a true breakout year for DJ Moore. I think Sam Darnold, even if he is 1.5 of what we've seen or 0.5 of what we've seen, the rest of the season, DJ Moore's still going to see the targets. He's going to be the go-to guy in this offense. So I'm going to keep DJ Moore here.
So am I. I mean, his schedule is still pretty damn easy. Philly, Minnesota, the Giants, the Falcons, or his next 4. He's he's a top 10, easy top 10 wide receiver as far as I'm concerned. Rest of the year, don't really care. Yep. All right, man. Totally. That does it for us here. As always, guys, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Drop a comment if you have questions, anything like that. I'll try to answer as many as we can throughout the week. Follow me over on Twitter at Justin_14P, Marco at Marco_14P, and then the podcast account 14P_fantasy. As always, guys, thanks for listening, and we will see you next time.
See ya.
How many snaps did they run in the 14 personnel?
That's only for us.
100% of the snaps.